So today I've been working on the ISO extrude node. Here, I add new input that allow you to add extrusion or like height map for the left and the right side, right? So this is the MK ISO extrude, a very powerful node allowing you to extrude a surface into this isometric view, right? And you can add like a height map to it. Where is the height map? Right? You can give it a height map so that it have different height, and you can rotate it too. A really cool effect, even though it's all in 2D, right? But because it's like a top-down kind of spread stack kind of things, right? You don't have a lot of control over the side here. You can only control the top using the height map like this. So in this new update I've been working on, this new the left and right map. The name is quite obvious, right? You can just plug in a different height map to the left side, and it's just basically gonna dig a hole through it, right? To the left. Right, and again, because it's a height map, you just control the brightness of the pixel here. You control the amount of extrusion. Let me remove the height. Right, so now you can create this like arc-like, right? You can also plug it to the right side. Again, same idea. You can also plug it to both to do extrusion at the same time. Or it could also be different image, different surface as well. Right. So that's kind of cool. So you can have more flexibility when working with this node. And there are also more work on the pie menu as well. This is a project that I did today, right? So the pie menu here, we now have pie menu for every single node. So when you're hovering on a node, you can now press Q, and there will be pie menu showing like a commonly used feature, commonly used property in that node, right? Now this I have to define it manually, so I have to go through every node and like choose which feature to include in the pie menu. But here in the blend node, you can set blend mode, opacity, preserve alpha, and stuff like that, right? Allowing you to modify the value without having to go inside the node itself. You can just adjust it from here, right? And this is an animation using the ISO cube, because while I'm working on the ISO extrude, I also check the cube, but I didn't make any change to it. And you may already notice that is that in the preview area, in the preview panel here, there are also now, I call it vertical toolbar, but to be fair, it's horizontal, right? But it's arranged in vertical of the screen, which can be useful when your preview panel is in vertical like this, right? Because it's not gonna use a very precious space on the side. It will now occupy space on the top and the bottom, where you're not gonna use anything, for anything anyway. And it's in view setting here. In the toolbar direction here, you can switch between vertical or horizontal. Oh, this is horizontal mode. Okay, so I named it correctly. I think the release node is written incorrectly then. So this is a horizontal mode. Okay, that's fair. The vertical mode is the same, right? Horizontal mode is now the new one that can use less space when your preview panel is in these shapes. And this is also another project that I did today. This one also used my ISO extrude, as you can see here. I use the eval looping, changing. I don't know English. I use it like constantly changing poly noise to simulate like a fluid flow, right? I just use it in the ISO extrude and then just blur it to give it like a smoothness like this to create these fluid flows kind of simulation things without any simulation, right? And add some decoration to create this image. So that's cool. And yeah, that is it for today. Not a lot, but mostly because I have to go through every node to add a feature into this pie menu things. But yeah, that'll be it for today.